The Seventh Book. Chapter 31. On the birth of Parvati in the house of Himalayas, Janamejaya said, O Muni, you told before that the highest light took her birth on the top of the Himalayas. Now describe to me in detail about this highest light. What intelligent man can desist from hearing these nectar-like words about the Shakti? The danger of death may come even to the devas that drink nectars, but no such danger can possibly come to those that drink the nectar of the Devi's glorious deeds. Vyasa said, O king, you are blessed. You have attained what you are to attain in this life. You are taught by the high-souled men. You are fortunate since you are so sincerely devoted to the Devi. O king, hear the ancient history. Wherever the Deva of the Devas, the Mahesvara, rested while he was wandering all over the world in a distracted state, carrying the Sati's body that was burnt by fire, he spent his time there with his senses controlled, in samadhi, forgetting all his knowledge of samsara, in deep meditation of the form of the Devi. At this time, the three worlds, with their objects, moving and immoving, with their oceans, mountains, and islands, became void of prosperity and power. The hearts of all the embodied beings became dried up, without any trace of joy. They were all burdened with anxious thoughts and remained indifferent. All were merged in the ocean of sorrows and became diseased. Planets retrograded, and the Devas had their states reversed. The kings were attacked with a series of ills and misfortunes, adibhantic and adidaivik, from material causes and from divine interference. At this time, a great asura, named Taraka, became unconquerable owing to his receiving a boon from Brahma. Being intoxicated by his power and heroism, he conquered the three worlds and became the sovereign ruler. The Brahma Prajapati gave him boon to this effect that the legitimate son of Siva would be able to kill him. And as at that time Siva had no son, the great Asura, elated with joy, became infatuated and carried off all victories. All the Devas were banished from their places by his oppression. They remained always anxious owing to the want felt by them of a son of Siva. Shankara has now no wife. How can he then have a son? We are very unfortunate. How can our work be accomplished? Thus, oppressed with thoughts, all the Devas went to Vaikuntha and informed the Bhagavan Vishnu of all that had happened, in privacy. The Bhagavan Vishnu began to tell them the means, thus, O Devas, why are you all so anxious when the auspicious goddess of the universe, the dweller in the Mani Dvipa, the yielder of all desires like a kalpa vriksha, is always wakeful for you? It is due to your faults that she is showing her indifference. It is meant to teach us, not for our destruction, but to show her infinite mercy. When a mother nourishes and frightens and reprimands a son, it is not that she has become merciless. So the World Mother, the controller of the universe, will never be merciless to you as regards your qualifications and defects. A son commits offense at every step. Who can bear that in these three worlds except the mother? So soon take refuge to the highest mother, the goddess of the universe, with the sincerest devotion. She will certainly take action and help your cause. Thus, ordering the Devas, Vishnu with his consort Lakshmi and the other Devas quickly went out to worship the Devi. Going to the Himalayas, they soon engaged themselves in doing the Purascharana karma, act of repeating the names of the deity, attended with burnt oblations and offerings, etc. O king, those who were well versed with the performance of sacrifice to the mother began their sacrificial ceremonies and all began to hold vows, viz., Tritiyadi Vratani. Some were engaged in incessantly meditating on the Devi. Some began to repeat her names constantly. Some began to repeat the Devi Sukta. Thus, some devoted themselves to repeating names, others to repeating mantrams. Again, some were engaged in performing severe, painful chandrayana and other vratas. Some were doing antarayagas, inner sacrifices. Some were doing pranagnihotra yagas, whereas others engaged themselves in nyasadi, etc. Again, some began to worship the highest Shakti, the goddess of the universe, without any sleep or rest, by the seed mantra of Maya. O King. Thus, many years of the Devas passed away. When the 9th Tithi came in the month of Chaitra on Friday, the highest light of the Supreme Force suddenly appeared in front of them. That light was equal to Koti lightnings, of a red color, and cool like the Koti moons. Again, the luster was like the Koti suns. The 4 Vedas personified were chanting hymns all round her. That mass of fire was above, below, on all sides, in the middle. Nowhere it was obstructed. It had no beginning nor end. It was of the form of a female with hands and feet and all the limbs. The appearance was not that of a male, nor that of a hermaphrodite. The Devas, dazzled by the brilliant luster, first closed their eyes, but at the next moment, holding patience when they opened again their eyes, they found the highest light manifesting in the form of an exceedingly beautiful divine woman. Her youth was just blooming, and her rising breasts, plump and prominent, vying as it were with a lotus bud, added to the beauty all around. Bracelets were on her hands, armlets on her forearms, necklace on her neck, and the garland made of invaluable gems and jewels spread very bright luster all around. Lovely ornaments on her waist making tinkling sounds, and beautiful anklets were on her feet. The hairs of her head, flowing between her ears and cheek, sparkled bright, like the large black bees shining on the flower leaves of the blooming ketaki flower. Her loins were nicely shaped and exquisitely lovely, and the hairs on her navel gave additional beauty. Her exquisitely lively lotus mouth, rendered more lustrous and beautiful by the shining golden ear ornaments, was filled with betel leaves mixed with camphor, etc. On her forehead there was the half-crescent moon. Her eyebrows were extended, and her eyes looked bright and beautifully splendid like the red lotus. Her nose was elevated, and her lips very sweet. Her teeth were very beautiful, like the opening buds of kunda flowers. From her neck was suspended a necklace of pearls. On her head was the brilliant crown decked with diamonds and jewels. On her ears, earrings were suspended like the lines on the moon. Her hairs were ornamented with malika and malati flowers. Her forehead was pasted with kasmira kunkuma drops, and her 3 eyes gave unparalleled luster to her face. On her one hand there was the noose, and on her other hand there was the goad. Her 2 other hands made signs granting boons and dispelling fears. Her body shed luster like the flowers of a dharma tree. Her wearing is a red-colored cloth. All these added great beauty. Thus the Devas saw before them the Mother Goddess, the incarnate of unpretended mercy, with a face ready to offer her grace, the Mother of the whole universe, the enchantress of all, sweet smiling, saluted by all the Devas, yielding all desires, and wearing a dress indicative of all lovely feelings. The Devas bowed at once they saw her, but they could not speak with their voice as it was choked with tears. Then, holding their patience, with much difficulty, they began to praise and chant hymns to the World Mother, with their eyes filled with tears of love and devotion, and with their heads bent low. The Devas said, "We bow down to thee, the Devi and the Mahadevi, always obeisance to thee. Thou art the Prakriti and the auspicious one. We always salute to thee. O Mother, thou art of a fiery color, residing as a red flame in the heart of a yogi, and burning with asceticism and wisdom, shedding luster all around. Thou art specially shining everywhere as the pure Chaitanya, worshipped by the devas and all the jivas for the rewards of their actions. We take refuge to thee, the Durga, the Devi. We bow down to thee, that can well make others cross the ocean of samsara, so that thou helpest us in crossing this terrible ocean of world. Mother, the devas have created the words, i.e. the words conveying ideas are uttered by the 5 vayus, prana, etc., which are called the devas, which are of the nature of Visvarupa, pervading everywhere, like the Kamadhenu, the heavenly cow yielding all desires, riches, honor, food, etc., and by which the brutes, the gods, become egotistical. O Mother, thou art that language to us, so thou fulfillest our desires when we praise and chant hymns to thee. O Devi, thou art the night of destruction at the end of the world. Thou art worshipped by Brahma. Thou art the Lakshmi, the Shakti of Vishnu. Thou art the mother of Skanda, the Shakti of Saiva. Thou art the Shakti Sarasvati of Brahma. Thou art Aditi, the mother of the gods, and thou art Sati, the daughter of Daksa. Thus thou art purifying the worlds in various forms and giving peace to all. We bow down to thee. We know thee to be the great Mahalakshmi. We meditate on thee as of the nature of all the Shaktis as Bhagavati. O Mother, illumine us so that we can meditate and know thee. O Devi, obeisance to thee, the Virat. Obeisance to thee, the Sutratma, the Hiranyagarbha. Obeisance to thee, the transformed into 16 Vikritis, or transformations. Obeisance to thee, of the nature of Brahma. We bow down with great devotion to thee, the goddess of the universe, the creatrix of Maik Avidya, the nations, under whose influence this world is mistaken as the rope, as a garland is mistaken for a rope, and again that mistake is corrected by whose vidya. We bow down to thee, who art indicated by both the letters tat and tavam in the sentence tat tavamasi. Thou art that. Tat indicating the chit, intelligence, of the nature of oneness,